Hello everyone and welcome back to the Road to 100 Million on Farming Simulator. We're here for episode 41 and we're going to start off by plowing a field because why not? I think Y is the button for, field limits. Brilliant. And this is the one that obviously we purchased last time. We've done a bunch of work. If you guys have missed the last couple of episodes, I would recommend going back and watching them because they were quite important. And I think I've managed to get the line for this one pretty perfect. Just right alongside this road. Maybe a little bit too far left as we go on here. But we are going to get this field made into a usable field. So we can probably go a bit more further forward. I'm not really too sure where. Are we close to the edge? Yeah, we're pretty close here. I reckon we'll go in line with the road because then that way I'm pretty certain that that's where the limit really is. Let me just line it up. Plowing is always a bit of a difficult process the first time, especially because I can't see the field limits. This one looks like it's going to go straight down, so that's fine. Hit V. Awesome, and let's get this as straight as possible. Hopefully that doesn't impede on the left-hand side of the boundary here. Doesn't look like it is. I'm just going to go to the right a little to make sure. But once we do the field outline, the middle bit should be a lot easier. But I'm very excited for this episode because once we finish plowing this field, we are going to take some soil samples and we're going to start to get ourselves a little bit more familiar with the precision farming stuff that we purchased last time out. We've got a little bit more so we can keep on going. I wonder how much to leave. Maybe a tractor's width? I don't really know. Yep, still there. We're just about at the edge. So maybe here. Yep. Okay, so with a little bit of interesting map placement, we managed to work it out. So that's the edge right there. So let's just go forward and line ourselves up. But yeah, it should be a very exciting episode. I'm looking forward to being able to, and again, sorry as I'm interrupting myself mid-conversation, being able to finally start using some of the mods. And I think Precision Farming has a lot of good stuff being said about it as far as I've done my research. Again, I'm a complete newbie to this game. The only time I've played is Farming Simulator 25, so I'm really enjoying it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the Precision Farming stuff does for the game. I'm pretty excited to be able to bring you guys a little bit more content. So yeah, this should be a nice sized field. I'd call it a medium-sized field. It's not going to be small. It's not going to be super massive. And I'm going to leave a bit of room for the tree here as well. But it should be a decent-sized plot of land to be able to plant some vegetables in. Brilliant. Let's leave a little bit on the edge there. And head on down. And it's funny because I think I had just about mastered the art of the yield stuff, last time out. I feel like I'd got close to the point where I could sort of decisively say I knew what I was doing when it came to planting stuff. And now I've got this whole new mod that changes the way the game works, and basically I have to relearn everything again, which, it's kind of funny. But that's what the game is, right? I want to keep it challenging. I want to keep it interesting for myself. So that's part of just being able to play. So yeah, very exciting times. And I'm not sure at all what the tools will do, but I'm looking forward to trying them out. So let's jump up here. Now, is it worth doing a little plow on that side? Not really, because it doesn't make sense with the tree in the way. And I think I want to leave that tree there. I'm going to be annoying and leave that tree there. So let's move this thing over to the other side. Whoops. B's the other side. Yep, come on, buddy. B for buddy. And then we'll crank it down in here. And we'll go for another couple of laps. And I apologize because I know I did a bunch of time lapses last time out. But I will time lapse this for you guys because I think it'll be pretty boring otherwise. So we'll get it out of the way and then we'll get to the good stuff where we use the new tools and the new measurements and all that sort of stuff. But for now, enjoy this short little time lapse. Hopefully it'll be very short. I'll put it on a bit of a higher speed. And I'll be back in a couple of moments. Alrighty, we are here. I finished ploughing this field. Sorry to start off with a time lapse for you guys. I know they're not the most exciting, but I thought it was worth getting this one ready to go because we are going to plant some vegetables here, and just to see how they go. But first things first, let's take a soil sample. So I have no idea how this works. It just says take soil sampling unit. So if I go V to drop it, and then B to take a soil sample, first you need to unfold the tool. Oh, sorry. Yep. Let's unfold it. Also, I think if we go to this menu, my God, it takes so long to save. If I go to this menu, there is a precision farming. Yeah, this one. There should be, yeah, soil types, soil sample taken. So that's what we want. So we want the soil sample taken one. So if I go in here and I press B, did that work? Yep, it did. Because it's got, see how it's got all of that. I know it's a bit annoying because the I don't know what that is actually. That must be the field score, I guess, the environmental score, yeah. And currently no soil samples. So if I send it for analysis, you will see the results in the soil type map soon. Brilliant. Okay, so that cost us $100, but that's okay because I'm going to go and do this whole field. I think it's probably important that we do the whole thing. So let's take another soil sample. Brilliant. Send it for analysis. I don't know if I need to do an analysis every time. Silty clay. See now it doesn't say soil sample taken, so I'm pretty sure you have to do the whole field, right? So I'm just going to act on the knowledge that I'm fairly certain you do have to do the whole field. But I won't analyze it every time, so we're going to take another soil sample now. And look, it seems like there's quite a lot of maintenance involved in this, but I don't think that there is. It's just obviously setting this up at the start and then getting through all the fields with this tool. So if I could maximize the size of the circle, that'd be great. I don't think I'm doing the greatest job at it, but that's okay. Soil samples taken 2, but we've done 3. 1, 2, 3, and this is now 4. See, I don't understand that. Underneath the menu, it says soil samples taken, but we've done more than 2. That's our 4th. I guess it's analysis. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. But that's fine. We'll keep doing this until we at least figure out the soil samples for this field, and then I'll figure out going forwards if I need to do it for everything, because I feel like I might not. Let's make sure we get that bottom corner in. Alright, we'll do 1 and then probably 1 more after this to finish it off. Brilliant. So all we're doing is just using this tool here to get a bit more info, and I'm keen to see how this affects our fields actually. V to lower, B to take the soil sample, and then we can turn this off because I'll be done after this. And I don't know if I can take one. Well, here, let's try live on camera. I'll go over to one of our other fields and I'll take a soil sample of them too. Let's see if we can do it while there's crops in there. Actually, the soybean field might be good, but I might do that off camera just because there's a lot to do. So we'll go over to, let's say, the wheat field, the nearest one by the chickens, because that's the smallest field that we have. And let's just take a soil sample and see if we can, if crop destruction means that I shouldn't do it. I'm not really sure. Alright, so if I drive in here, firstly, if I drive on it, it's not going to destroy the crop because, yeah, it's not fully done yet. Alright, so let's go and get as much of this as I can. Actually, I can probably go more in the middle. Seeing as how big the circle is, we can probably go more this way. Something like this. Alright, so V to drop it, B to take a soil sample, and hopefully it doesn't affect the crop. So that's that, and then let's send them off for analysis. Oh wait, so we must have to analyze all of them then. Did it leave a mark? No, it didn't. Perfect. So we can do this on all of the soil types. That's fine. Yeah, we'll do this one too. Not that it's going to be any different, but whatever. And then send it to analysis. Awesome. All right. So let's see what we've analyzed so far out of it. How do I then? So if we put all the soil types on, we can see we've got sandy loam on this field down here. Let's zoom in a little. We've got sandy loam. We haven't got any loamy sand. We haven't got any loam, and we've got silty clay. So we've got sandy loam, silty clay. What does that mean? Well, if we go over, it means they've got 2 different pHs. Brilliant. Different levels of nitrogen all around, so that will help with fertilizing. And the yield right now is pretty low. I don't know what color that corresponds to, but I'm assuming that's just because there's no yield at all. Seed rate, yeah, whatever. And soil types, we're back to that. Alright, so we've gone through all of them. Let's wait for the analysis to come in. And what I might do, well, see, is this field? The one that we're on right now? That is loamy sand. Loamy sand and silty clay. Brilliant. It's quite cool. I wish I could open up the environmental score for this field. Maybe enter vehicle, turn on flashlight. I was going to say maybe there's an option. But see how it says, okay, there we go, down the bottom. The soil is mostly loamy sand. It's got good pH value, good nitrogen. Expected yield is 80%. Yield potential is also 80%. So this is... Oh, it's got large weeds. Do you guys see any weeds? I do not see any weeds. There are absolutely no large weeds here. This game is having me on. Alright, so if I tab over to... let's tab over to the other tractor. And we'll just jump out and go in the middle here. So it's got a bad pH value. So this one needs lime. Obviously it needs lime because we just plowed it. So I'll lime it up, but... yeah, it's got a bad pH value. This pH value is okay because we've cultivated it, but it doesn't say the yield potential or anything like that because there's nothing in it yet. So I wonder, when we get the soil samples back, and there's nothing more to analyze because I've sent them all off. So I don't know how long they'll take, but let's assume they'll take a little bit of time. When we get the soil samples back, we can then decide how to improve the yield of this field, because 80% yield isn't great. No, we want the yield to be higher. So hopefully the yeah, see, I think it's because we've already planted this stuff and we've over fertilized it, or it's got too much pH on. So 80% is the absolute maximum that it can get to. So I'm going to go and do all of these soil samples with this machine for all of our fields, and then, excuse me, and then I'll come back to you guys with a bit more info in just a moment. Alrighty guys, so for the first time I'm going to try out this pH value stuff. So if I walk onto this field, now that we've done the analysis, the pH value of this field is pretty bad. Now that's strange because yes, it's silty clay, so maybe it takes a certain type of pH compared to the other. See, this one's a little bit better, but still bad. But I limed this field. We've only had one harvest, one sunflower harvest, and I limed this field before. So I don't really know why it's bad, but either way, let's see what we can do. So I've cultivated it. It is March. We are in March, so I want to get this ready to plant some sunflowers. And yeah, okay, that's cool. So the current value is 6.25. We want to get plus 0.75 to get it optimized. Well, let's do that. Let's see what we can do. It's an automatic application rate. Alright, so let's see if this is any... I don't know if I need the specific precision farming one that we have. So if I go over to... It's probably easier to go here. Do I need this one? Do I need the iPower spray? But that does liquid fertilizer, and I have a lot of mineral fertilizer, so I'm hoping that we won't need all of that for this. I also might need some more lime. I might have misjudged how big this field is because I thought it was going to have an automatic application. Oh, it does. There you go. See how it dropped? Oh yeah, cool. Alright, so it is automatic. So that does mean that we're actually going to use less in the long run. But I still think I might need to end up doing this a couple of times. Now the annoying part is that obviously I feel like we're doubling in on this because I just did the lime. So this is an extra expense that we shouldn't really have. But as you guys can see, give it a moment. As you guys can see on the mini-map there, we are starting to put some pH on. So let's have a look. Yeah, see, this is good now. And this says it has large weeds. It does not have large weeds. There are no large weeds here. There are none. So I think that's bugged. I don't really know why it's saying that. But yeah, this is good. This is bad. This is good. This is perfect. This is bad. Interesting. It's pretty cool, to be honest. I wish I had done it the first time I got the field. That would have saved me a little bit of... oh, whoops. We didn't need that signpost, did we? That would have saved me a little bit of cash, but that's okay. Whoops, and I press V instead of B. Let me go back. And see, this one needs 0.875 because it's really bad. But that's fine. So this will be really high on the consumption scale. So I'm going to line this, and then I think we're going to get the sunflowers planted. I've got all the tools there. I've got the roller. I've got the other planter. I'm not sure what it is. See, that one was only 1.25, so it was really good. So I think we will try and get this limed, planted, and fertilized all in the one session. And then I'll probably move over to... There's a lot to do in April, but I think I'll do all of the April stuff this episode as well, because we want to do soybeans, sorghum, and the new carrot stuff as well. So that's 3 more fields that I have to prepare and get ready to do this. So there'll be a lot of this going on, which will be nice. Let's finish doing this. Nice, and then I can do a little... Oh no! Crop destruction! I forgot about crop destruction. That's okay. I've just ruined maybe $1,000 for us, but it is what it is. That's so annoying. That's so annoying. Okay, I've got to be careful. Anyway, that's fine. Let's get this lime planted and spreaded. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'll go ahead and get all of these fields prepared. And then I'll do a time lapse of the sunflower planting, seeing as we're already here, and we've already got the stuff ready to go. Let me go this way, actually. And then I will cut to... I won't show you guys me preparing the other fields, because I'm sure it'll be pretty similar to... I just pressed H. My keyboard is not working today. H. And yeah, I won't show you guys the preparation of the other fields, because it'll all be the same. I'm going to go through them with the limer. And just make sure that it's all ready to go. You guys can see the application rate changing in the top left corner to 4.38, which obviously impacts how much lime we need to actually spread. So that's fantastic. And I wonder if I can overspread. Like if I go over this again, what happens? Let's check. No, it stays at 7. It stays at 7. Yeah, that's good. Which is funny because, look, the pH for this one is bad. And it's 15 kilograms per hectare, and then it's the same over here. Well, what makes this bad? I don't really understand the logistics behind this, but I'm just going to trust the game when it says that that's what it needs. pH value is bad over here. Yeah, okay. So it is worth spreading. And obviously that's the field work going on for that. So if I scroll up to here, I guess it's annoying because it doesn't count it as one big field. But expected yield potential, 83%. See, why is it 83? It's very intriguing. I want to know why this is happening the way it is, but I guess the only thing that will teach me that is if I just keep doing the same thing. I need to figure it out somehow, so that's fine. Alright, let me go ahead and get this field limed. I'm going to head back to the shop, get some more lime and get it all sorted. And I'll come back with you guys when we're ready to plant the sunflowers and get them all fertilized. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, a few minutes for me. It'll be about a second for you guys.
Jump into the car on a Friday night. I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town. I've never seen a sky so blue. We don't ever play it and the night is young. It doesn't matter what we do. There ain't nobody like. There ain't nobody like. You look so beautiful. And I'm so lucky to be yours. And seen a sky so blue. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down.
Okay guys, so this is a nice little learning curve for me. So I've got halfway through doing the sunflowers and I've realized I need this. I need the sensor. So I'm going to put this on. It does cost 15k, which I've just added to our loan. But that should be fine. I don't know why I'm dumping water. I shouldn't be. This should be fine now. And let's just pick up that as well. So all of the fertilizing, I think this is how the precision farming mod has worked. So far, even though on this little menu top left where it says nitrogen mineral fertilization application, all of that has been a set rate so far. So I don't actually think, even though it said it was variable, I don't think it has actually been changing the rate of which the fertilizer has been applied. So, because I didn't have the sensor. Now, why did I just spend 15k when I've already got the sensor? Well, I've got the other sensor that I purchased already. But the problem with that is that I need a front loader attachment for it. And I don't have a front loader attachment on this tractor. So it makes sense to have to purchase the 15k one. Now, it is annoying and I don't like, just sort of taking an emergency loan. But it was probably necessary because otherwise I'd have struggled. So just to try to get to grips with, the precision farming stuff, I want to make sure that we can use the right thing and go for it. So I have now got the compact sensor, the Isaiah Pro Compact. Now it can only be used during the daytime. Luckily for us, it's daytime. So I am going to go ahead and time lapse the rest of this. But let's just see together if this will work now. So if I go to here, so it comes up. Let me just bring on my steering assist so I don't make any mistakes. I want to hit B, H, and then lower the thing at the back. Sunflowers and solid fertilizer. Let's see if that works now. See, that's a much different, I feel like that's a much different rate than before. I don't really know. This is the problem. I don't really know. Because this still says yield potential is only 89%. Now, is that because I need to apply a second, a second layer of fertilizing? Of course I do, so maybe it'll go up. It also needs rolling. Well, I've got the roller right over there. So I'm going to keep going now that I've got the sensor. I'm going to keep going and hopefully finish this off. This has definitely changed. Yeah, this has definitely changed. A bit annoying because I already did all of these. But anyway, I'll keep going. We'll finish the time lapse and then I reckon I'll check in and see exactly what it is that I've been doing wrong. Hopefully after we roll it, and then next month in April I'll apply a second fertilizer and we should be good to go. Now the only other thing is the weeding. I obviously don't have a sprayer yet. I can't afford to get a sprayer. We've obviously only got $1,000 in the bank. And it'll be like that for a little bit. So I might have to just do the mechanical weeding, which is obviously with the weeder that we've already got. So I'll go over this field with the mechanical weeder as well, just after we roll it. So I'll make sure that the yield is up to date as much as I can. I don't think we'll be able to get a 100 score on the environmental score immediately. I think it'll take a little bit of time. I know that it's funny with how it does it, but it does need the... I'm pretty sure it needs both a organic fertilizer and a mineral fertilizer. So when I say organic fertilizer, I think it means slurry or manure. I'm not sure which one. And obviously we don't have the capability to do that. So this is something that we'll be able to build towards. Eventually we were always going to have to get a sprayer at some point. So that's why I actually haven't got tram lines on this, because I'm not planning to go over it with any sprayers. Seeing as we don't have any sprayers, it makes sense. So hopefully that won't come back to hinder us in the future. But yeah, interesting. And interesting that maybe that's why the lime, I was saying the application of lime was pretty random. It said that it was different, but the flow rate was the same. Well, this probably is why, because I didn't have the sensor on it. So as you guys can see, look how quickly it changes. It's saying plus 65 per hectare, and then as we go on, or maybe it's just the same part of the field, but I'm sure as we go further down it will start to change and say that we need more or less, which is very interesting. Application rate 240 kilograms per hectare, and the maximum that we need is 220. But see how it changes now? and see how quick it changed. I'm not sure if it was changing that before, and it's already saying I've got 27% nitrogen because obviously I've already started planting stuff. So yeah, it's very interesting to me. I need to obviously do a bit more research to figure out exactly what it is that's causing all this stuff to happen. But yeah, I just thought I'd check back in with you guys. So let's get back to the time lapse now, and I'll catch up with you guys in a few moments. So here we are in April, and I'm about to get ready to create ridges in this field. Now I've never done this, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. First, let's turn on the ridge former with B, and then lower it. Oh god, can this thing pull it? Yeah, it can, just about. Oh, it's very slow. I might have to switch tractors here. But actually, it's not too bad. And these are the ridges in which we're going to plant our carrots. So, I've been doing a little bit of research and a big sigh, because let me go through this with you guys. We'll have plenty of time. This will take me forever to do this field like this. One of the problems, oh my goodness, every time I go to do this it autosaves. One of the problems is the vegetable harvester that we've got. Nardi? No. What's this one? Nope. Great. What is the vegetable harvester that we've got? I don't know. This one. The P3K Profi. This will only do one row at a time. Now, each one of these ridges is a row. So, my issue with this is that we're going to have a very tough time getting those carrots, basically getting them off the harvester and into a trailer. So what I might have to do is I might possibly have to sell this one, which I know is a bit of a... It's probably easier to do it from this menu. I might have to sell this one and get this one. This is the only one with capacity. As you guys can see, it's got a capacity there to be able to actually hold carrots. Obviously, this one does as well, but we definitely can't afford that. So it's not too big of a jump between this and this. It's got the same working width. It's just this one's probably a little bit harder to pull along, but at least we know that it's got a capacity. This one's going to dump the carrots straight on the ground, and I'm not confident with being able to harvest them with a worker, because the worker will just, well, in theory, I would have to get it to run alongside, but I'm fairly certain that I won't have a trailer that actually reaches that height. I think my trailer's too big. So that's a problem potentially for the future. Now, I will caveat that by saying carrots are going to be harvested in, if we go to carrots, it'll be harvested in August or September. So hopefully by then, especially if we wait till September to do it, September is the month for goat milk. So hopefully by then we've got heaps and heaps of goat milk to sell, and it should be a pretty easy conversion. Just to sort of make the 60k from the goat milk, and then hopefully I've made some contracting income as well, and then it should be a nice little jump. So yeah, I wish I'd have known that before I purchased it. but it's one of those things. It is what it is. So let me just update you over there. I don't know if you can see well over there in the future. We've got the Challenger tractor. He's currently the good little guy is currently planting soybeans, and I've also planted the sorghum field. So I didn't want to do it all on camera, but I didn't want to sort of just gloss over it. So this field is now planted. So if we go to precision farming, this only has a score of 57, which I'm very annoyed about because I think it should be higher. But either way, it's fine because it's saved us $1,000 in fertilizing apparently, and we've obviously had to plant. So we've spent 1,500 on this field already, but this sorghum is gonna go to our chicken. So it's just a chicken field, so I guess it doesn't really matter. We've got a good score for the grass, 81, and I think up here, yeah, 64. These scores are decent. Again, the nitrogen and the pH level isn't going to be great because I need to, although it should be fine because I did lime. See, I don't understand that because I did lime the field, and I limed this one too. This one's been limed also. So let me just get this next ridge and we'll talk about this, because the precision farming stuff is really adding a layer of challenge to the game that I do not think I was ready for. I mean, I was ready for, I wanted to do it, but yeah, I was a bit sort of surprised with how frustrating it's going to be. So as you guys can see, right, let's line this up. This is a 3-star field, I think. No. So the pH, the nitrogen level, the fertilizer. Well, I'm going to be able to fertilize this by, yeah, the nitrogen's all over the place, but I'll fertilize it when I plant. So that's fine. That'll get fixed. What's next? Oops. Let's go here. Yeah, soil types, please. What's next? Well, the next one is pH value. Now, that's to do with the lime. Now, that should be good. That should be grand. I don't really understand why it's not. I limed it. This field was limed before we... Oh, my goodness. I knew this would happen. I hit 3. I want to do... Cruise control. Okay, cruise control me. Come on, buddy. Get me past the tree. We need to name this tree as well. This is going to be a beautiful tree. It's going to stay here for many more years. Hopefully my tractor won't hit it this time. Yep, cool. So, yeah, where were we? The lime one. Now, we limed the field. You guys can see, like, it's literally been limed. I don't understand why the pH value isn't great. And if I go over to this, it says pH value perfect. So how can it be more, like, if it's perfect, why isn't my score higher? I don't get it. I guess because that's the value, not the score, so it should be around 7.3. But yeah, and then weed control, I mean, we'll weed it afterwards. There's no need to weed it because there are no weeds and there's nothing that's been planted, but I will weed them. I always do, I weed them after seeding. So I've weeded the sunflower field right after seeding, and I'll weed the sorghum, the soybean, and the carrot field today as well. Although I'm not sure if I will be able to weed the carrot field with the mechanical weeder, but we'll find out. And then the next one down is soil sampling, which we've obviously done. And then the bottom one is tillage, which I'm not really sure what tillage is. But we'll hop over to the help screen in a minute just to make sure that I've got all the info. But yeah, it's been a challenge. I thought precision farming would make it a little bit more fun. Definitely a little bit more challenging. I knew it was going to be a challenge. But I thought it would be sort of, I don't know, more rewarding. And I think I feel more frustrated because I don't really know why stuff isn't working. So if we go to tillage, where is tillage? Tram lines, subsidies. Okay, maybe not. pH value, yield map. Nope. Okay, what am I looking for here? Environmental score. That's it. Tillage affects your environmental score. Deep tillage, like ploughing, burns a lot of fuel, brings weed seeds near the soil surface, and makes the soil susceptible to erosion. So ploughing attracts 0 points. Well, I had to plough because we needed to get the field sorted. Shallow tillage with the incorporation of crop residue saves fuel and reduces erosion, erodes erosion, and is rewarded with 5 points. Minimal tillage and direct seeding give the maximum of 10 points. Direct seeding. So I don't know if we'll be able to direct seed vegetables. I don't know if it counts for that. To be honest, I'm not particularly sure what direct seeding is. I'm assuming it's when we have something like the machine that the Challenger is using, and direct seeding is where it goes straight into the ground, right? So we don't have to cultivate it, we can just go straight into the ground. Now I do cultivate because I don't know, I feel like it's a bit easier. But sowing and planting. Fill the machines, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Another possibility to bring out your seeds is direct seeding. Apply this process saves you one step cultivating. You can use direct seeding machines to save some time, but always keep in mind that this creates weeds faster than cultivating the ground beforehand. Okay, so I'm fairly certain we don't have any direct drillers, because everything that I've had to do, we've had to cultivate first. And the only other one could be the power harrow. That could be a direct driller, because it does, I mean, it has a cultivator attached, so I'm not really sure. But anyway, long story short, I'm in the mud. I'm in a bit of a pickle and just trying to get everything sorted. But I will go ahead and get this field all ridged up, and then we'll come back so that we can do some carrot planting together, which I'm very much looking forward to. This is going to take me a heck of a lot of time, so I'll probably skip past all the bad stuff because it'll be pretty boring otherwise for you guys. Is this going to actually ridge? No, that's fine. I'll ridge it this way. Awesome. So yeah, I'll be back in a moment, and we will go over all our fields. I'll show you the sorghum field and the soybean field as well, and we'll plant some beautiful carrots in this space here that we're working with. Back in a moment. Alrighty, here we go. We are finally going to plant some carrots. Let's see. This thing does not take many seeds at all. Awesome. Alright, so I am a bit concerned about how we're going to fertilize this field. Maybe I should have done that before creating the ridges, potentially. I'm not really sure. But let me just get to the end of this, and then we'll do a quick rendezvous. It's always easier to figure out what's going on after I've done a line of seeds, because then we can see what's behind us, see what the info says. So this is carrots. It says the nitrogen is bad, so we will need to fertilize it, which is fine. I was planning to anyway, so we'll probably just take the fertilizer and run over it at the end. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get all of these rows planted. Now this should be much faster now that I'm just going over them like this. And there is only one header as well, so we can do the up and down. We're going to go from left to right as the tractor's facing right now, just so we can get all the carrots in the same way. I think that'll be the easiest for when we go to harvest it, because the harvester won't be able to, if we use the one that dumps all the carrots off the side, then we'll need a little bit of room, and basically I'll only be able to go from the outsides, because it will dump them on the left or the right hand side, whatever it is. So that way I can make sure that I just go from the right direction and that we're ready to roll, and then also with the crop destruction I won't lose any yield that way. So that is the plan. I'm not going to bore you with this. I was going to do another time lapse, but this episode's been a little bit long already, and I've done a lot of time lapses. So just trust me in saying that there's no visible difference, as you guys can see. I literally can't tell the difference between what's been planted and what hasn't. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these carrots planted, and then we're going to come back, we're going to fertilize, and I think we'll probably call the episode there. We've done a lot, and I'll just go through, I guess we'll do a little sort of farm tour before we go, just to finish off with everything. So yeah, again, a bit boring of a time lapse, so I'm not gonna put that on for you guys, because we've already done the 2 time lapses. But I am gonna try and go ahead and get all of these planted, and then I'll be right back. So to round off this episode, it has been a hot minute. We started by making some cash, and we're gonna end by planting some carrots in the ground. I have now successfully navigated this field full of carrots, so hopefully running over this with the tractor won't make a difference, and maybe it will. No, it still says carrots growing. Oh, damage. Yeah, carrots growing. Should be fine. So let's fertilize this. It needs to be fertilized. The fertilizer rating was very, very bad. So in hindsight's a beautiful thing, but I probably should have done this prior to doing the ridges, and I am actually going to ignore that the field assistance thing, the AI assistance, because I want to go up and down. I don't want to go across. So yeah, in hindsight I should have done this beforehand, but I guess it's not the end of the world. And there'll be a couple of ridges that look a bit strange, but all the rest should be good. And more to the point, I'll get a higher yield of carrots for doing this. So I'm sacrificing a little bit for a lot. I think we're at about 80%, 79%, something like that. So if I get anywhere closer to 100%, then that should be job done, and we should be laughing. Let's do this one. Boosh. I have missed bits though. I have missed bits. You can tell on the color down there. But I guess I can reverse over that one later on. I really have got to make sure that I get a good run off here. But yeah, this is gonna wrap up our spring episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I hope we're looking forward to yeah, getting some carrots and some new types of vegetables on the farm. It's probably been a little bit of a long time coming. With we needed some fresh new stuff, but we really have all the machinery that we need now to set ourselves up for success. So I think going forwards, maybe not this sort of calendar year like the one in game, but going forwards, I'm going to buy up all these fields that we have around us and just start to go to town on everything that we already have. So I haven't done corn yet. I have all the equipment for corn, so there's no reason why I shouldn't. And I want to start doing things with the grain mill, seeing as we have all the capacity to be able to afford to do that. So why not? So that's sort of where the future of the farm will go. And then obviously we've got the goats, which are doing fantastically, and the sheep, which are doing fantastically over there. So as soon as they start producing wool, which I think they already have, they're at like, what are they? They're at 1,600 liters of wool already, and it's been a month basically. So hopefully we'll be able to buy the spinnery and turn that stuff into fabric or clothes or whatever it is, and then get some cash that way. But yeah, brilliant, beautiful. Okay, so last thing before we go, let's check all of our fields for our progress. So this one is now perfect, and the expected yield has gone up. So this was, yeah, I think it was at like 70 something percent. Now it's gone up to 89%. Not sure what I need to do to get it higher, but well, I'll probably do some liming. But I literally did liming right beforehand, so not sure why that hasn't worked out. Let's head over to our soybean field. Now this one has just been rolled as well. This one is perfectly at 90%. It looks like I might need to do some weeding. Yes, weeds growing, so I'll do some weeding off camera. The weed is currently in use on the small field, but yeah, the soybeans are growing. If I go over to this field, you guys can see the sorghum is also growing. This one's only at 80%. I think it's because we've overdone the nitrogen. I did a fertilization and then I also fertilized it, and I forgot to turn the sensor on, so I think that's why the values are a little bit lower, but it is what it is. And then obviously we've got all our normal canola fields and stuff. These are, yeah, 90%, not too bad. And then what's over here? We've done a wheat field, which is a little bit down. I need to lime this one, so I think I will. This was obviously planted before we had precision farming, so I was expecting this one to be a little bit lower. And then the sunflower field, which is looking glorious, also at 90%. So to get a better score, I think I'm going to need to eventually get the sprayers, because I think the only real way to increase this environmental score is to get the sprayer, and for that obviously we need money that I don't have. But if I go to the economic analysis of this field, we're looking good, to be honest. Like, we had to take a soil sample, yes, but we've saved money on lime, we've saved money on fertilizer, we've obviously had to plant some seeds, but when we eventually get all of the yield from this field, it should be pretty good. So I'm looking forward to getting that all sorted. But that is going to wrap things up for this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like, leave a comment telling me which things you want to see for the rest of this year. And yeah, stay tuned for more on the road to 100 million. We're back down at just 6 measly thousand, but it's because we've reinvested. So hopefully by the end of this year, we'll have made more money than we did in the previous years, and we can get cracking. As let me just claim these contracts to make sure that we're not below that 10k mark. But thank you guys for watching. Bye bye for now.